Boom. There we are. I'm so excited. Come on into the room. Put your cameras on, please. I think the first person I saw who was here first before we began was Goddess Jacqueline. I think she was the first person. So when we do anything, Goddess Jacqueline, and then I see someone, their name isn't on the screen, says iPhone and Maestra. So you guys remember that order? So it was Goddess Jacqueline, iPhone, and Maestra. So we're gonna remember that. Oh, I think that's my Goddess Ade with iPhone. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Excellent. Okay. So if you have a candle with you, please light it. I do not have a candle with me. Uh, so I am bringing in the light through all of you. So please, if you have a candle with you, we are going to light our candles now to allow in this beautiful energy of this incredible lunar eclipse energy that we have been coasting on, this full moon in Pisces, this Virgo sun energy, as we are allowing in this light of transformation, as we are allowing in this light of emotion, as we are allowing in this light that is in our hearts and is who we were born to be. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So please turn your cameras on if you can. Let me tell you what our circle is going to be today. So, I initially today was going to focus on the divine feminine energy, the power of the divine feminine to transform, to heal, to step into our power. But then, just as I was hitting admit to let all of you goddesses into the room, and again, we'll focus on for all the folks who, if you have your camera off, I'm assuming you're at school, you're at work, or something like that. The people who are going to get the most out of this moment are those of you with your cameras on. And right now, I'm seeing three with their cameras on, and about maybe three or four times that with their cameras off. I'm feeling to talk that you're needing some laser coaching and support around your purpose, around your businesses, around your money, around those sorts of energies and things. So, um, if you are needing something else, let me know. But I think that that's what we're going to focus on. And I will be, for all my inner bloom peoples, I will be extending this series past next Friday because there were some snafus in scheduling and all of that, miscommunications we'll talk about. So I want to make sure that I can support all of you in the best way possible. So let me call forward first Goddess Ade, actually, who I'm seeing on screen. Hello, Goddess Ade.
Let me unmute myself. Peace, beloved.
Hello, deep bow to you, my beautiful sister. Deep
I
bow.
have missed you.
I missed you too. And so, talk about miscommunications. There's been this very interesting energy. I don't know if you all have been feeling this in your personal lives, where it's almost like this retrograde energy, like beyond that, where it's miscommunications and misconnections and people not understanding, and all of that has been happening. And so, I am so glad actually that you all made it here to begin with. But with Goddess Ade, that has definitely been happening for the past, it feels like 2 months, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
All right. Well, let's pull a card. We're pulling a card today from the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck, which is this deck. And then let's just go deep and just see where the energies take us. This is the for people who don't know, this is my Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle deck, but we are going to be pulling from in the interest of divine feminine energy, the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck today. And let's just see. And so I'm going to invite you to pull for the class. You're going to pull for all of us, for us to come into alignment with where we should be, what we are needing to know today, and in, what is our sacred intention for this chat. So I'm going to ask you
Okay.
beautiful sister to just take a deep breath because I can feel the weariness. Maybe I'm projecting as well. So let's just take a breath, just hand over heart. Yeah, if you've got a yawn, and this is for everyone, if you got a yawn, just yawn. Let it out. Yeah, and let's just radically just be here now in this safe container of women with everything going on in our lives and everybody tugging at our skirts, metaphorically or literally. This next hour is just for us. Type into the comments, just for me. Thank you, Goddess Tiffany. Type into the comments, just for me. This time right now is just for us. Just for me. Right now, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. This is our time right now. Our time. And we cannot be whole for anybody else. Um, it's just I'm feeling all of our emotions here in this circle. We cannot be whole for anybody else if we are not first whole for ourselves. This is our time. Okay. All right. So let me just. You, my beautiful goddess Ade, you are going to say now when it is now.
Now,
Okay, all right. So the deck is split. We are here on a Friday. Talk about divine feminine energy. We're here on a Friday. So, okay. So here is who has come forward for this circle. We will get into this in a bit. So,
oh my goodness, Mayat and
and goddess Inko Sazana, celestial alignment. Mayat and Inko Sazana. Mayat and Inko Sazana. And so, with talking about the energy of the divine feminine, the energy of the feminine divine, the sacred divine energy, giving and receiving, the idea of balance, the idea of harmony, the idea of as so within, so without, as so above, so below. All of that energy is the energy of Mayat. She is a steward of the energy of healing, but she is also a steward of the energy of vengeance. She is a steward of the energy of vengeance. And so, very, very powerful, powerful energy, giving and receiving, giving and receiving, giving and receiving, the energy of giving and receiving. And then she came forward with the lovely goddess, South African goddess, Inko Sazana, Inko Sazana, Inko Sazana. And I have to tell you, when I was working with this goddess, either for the deck or for the book, I got this energetic call from her to just chant her name, the healing in just chanting her name. And that is in the book. So using her name itself as a healing mantra, her name itself as a healing mantra. So this is very much an energy reading about being aligned with our truth, about being aligned with our purpose, about being in harmony with who we are. So if you've been feeling out of harmony or out of sorts, I like to say harmony rather than balance, because balance can feel like the energy sometimes that we beat ourselves up about, that we tyrannize ourselves about. And harmony indicates the feeling and the flow that, right now certain things can take precedent, which makes sense for us, right? Like at certain moments, um especially as caretakers, as stewards of this earth and stewards of the people around us, oftentimes, there are urgent things that come up. So if, whoever you're taking care of needs something, then obviously everything cannot be equal. But you have to, in order to retain the harmony, when things go out of balance by a child or a parent or whomever you're taking care of having greater needs, you've got to swing the pendulum back the other way. It can't stay this way, right? Harmony is not staying in a place where you are being depleted. That's not harmony. That's not harmony. You've got to allow the pendulum to swing, to be like this sometimes, to be like that sometimes, to be like this sometimes, and to be conscious of when you are out of alignment. Be conscious of when you are not taking good care of yourself. Being conscious of when you are basically running yourself ragged and running yourself into the ground. And so I feel like very much, that is the energy that we are coming into this circle and this call with, the energy of harmony. Type into the comments harmony, harmony, finding balance, whichever resonates with you. Harmony resonates most with me, as I said. Harmony.
That's exactly how I've been feeling. Ivy, you put a word to it. Um, I realize and community is important to me. And since my godfather went back to Nigeria and subsequently transitioned, I don't have that community. So missing the moon goddesses has really, because that is what got me through the summer with all the craziness that I had, as you know, this summer. And so not having it out, I, all month I've been feeling some kind of way and I couldn't give a name to it. I'm not depressed. I'm not angry. I'm not mad. I'm not happy. I, I'm just, there's no harmony.
Yes. Yes. No harmony. And if I can make an addition, and you can say yay or nay, is there also some numbness over everything that's happening? Yeah. Yeah. Oftentimes when we're out of alignment, out of sorts, out of harmony, because we have to move forward, with people who are relying us and people relying on us and depending on us, we often go into a bit of numbness, a bit of, okay, I've got to just put my blinders on and just deal with it. I've got to just get from A to Z. I've got to just move forward and compartmentalize and put ourselves in the bottom compartment. And again, that doesn't serve your heart. It doesn't serve your intuitive gifts. I'm talking to everyone here. It doesn't serve your power. It doesn't serve you rising into who you are. And it ultimately doesn't serve the people that we are in service to, whether personally, professionally, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
I
And so,
pulled a card the other day and it was Oya.
mm,
I was like, yeah.
storm is brewing. That inner storm energy. That
Yeah.
how can we, as a circle, with you coming back home after so long, how can we be of support to you? What do you desire from the circle in this moment?
Just that feminine energy, that sacred feminine energy. Um, and yeah, um, the other part is the numbness, not knowing where I am, not understanding the space and what's all brewing. Um, I'm about to be 66, so I'm really stepping into space of eldership, and that's a little bit of a challenge because over the past 6 years, a lot of my closest and dearest elders have transitioned. So, in some ways, just having that divine feminine energy reinforced for me. So, because I don't feel like I'm all the way prepared to be
When
in
is your
some ways.
when is your birthday, goddess?
The 14th of November.
The 14th of November. Okay. So here's what you say you feeling like you're not all the way prepared. Here's what's coming up. for me in witnessing you in this next elevation. We are a society, most of us in the Western world who are watching this, we are a society that casts away our women as we age. We have become a society that does not value, our elders. And you, in your infancy are a majestic elder. We have become a society that does not honor the crone. We have become a society that has misaligned our values. And I think that today, let's make today, you are the queen of our circle. And by each of us here honoring you, we are honoring ourselves. By each of us here honoring you today, we are also allowing you to prepare yourself for stepping into the next phase of your rising and evolution. Because what happens when our mentors, our elders are transitioning? It means you got next, baby. Meaning that you got next in terms of being the elder, being the mentor, being the teacher, being the one we have been waiting for. And so I want to invite everyone right now, even if you have never seen Goddess Ade in your life, to type into the comments your sacred dream for her. So I will tell you my sacred dream for you, my beautiful Goddess Ade, as you step into cronedom, elderdom, queendom, is that you see in your mirror the beauty that we all see in this very moment. That you see in your mirror and in your heart the majestic queen who deep bow is before us. Deep bow to you, goddess. Deep bow to your music in your heart. Deep bow to the magic in your soul. Deep bow to all of the gifts that you have brought to this earth. And deep bow to the knowingness that your best days are ahead of you, not behind you. Deep bow to the knowingness that you are still just getting started. And although you may be an elder in some areas, you are still allowed to be a baby and a learner in other areas. Deep bow to you, majestic one, majestic queen, for gracing us with your presence, for allowing us to see the grace, the magic, the compassion that we are all allowed to have as we age. And what a wonderful gift to age. It has been a gift that has been denied to many. And so, how incredible, how wonderful that our ancestors, that your ancestors said, oh, this one we need. This one has gifts to share. This one has stories to tell. This one is who is needed right now at this moment for a time such as this. And so deep
Ashe,
bow to you, goddess. Deep bow to you.
ashe,
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 ashe.
ashe.
Deep bow to you. I want you to look at the gifts that are here as your sisters in this circle are typing gifts in. Are you able to see them?
I'm looking at them now.
Okay, okay. If you can, I want you to select one and just read it. You can, I want you to just select one and just read it out loud. And if you can't, we can have a goddess herself, read her sacred dream for you.
I'm gonna go with Sister Shakina if she would read it because my eyes are blurry.
Goddess Sakina, Are you in a place where are you able to read words right now to us?
You are affecting me so much. I'm feeling you so very heavily. Heavily, I'm feeling you. But my sacred dream for you, Goddess Adi, is for you to see your beautiful, powerful goddess that you are, harmony and happiness restored with all the blessings and love you are worthy of. We need your wisdom, Goddess Adi, and we need all that beauty that's surrounding around you, guys. We love
I love you back.
We love you.
Thank you.
Beautiful,
you.
beautiful goddess Akina. Let's have another goddess share her words. Goddess Maestra, are you in a place where you're able to read?
Yes, goddess. Goddess Ade, I said for you that my sacred dream for you is that you look into the eyes and hearts of all that you have touched, at all the lights that you have helped to ignite, and you see what an honor it has been to have been alive each day that you have been, and to continue to go on and touching lives. I honor your path and your purpose.
Ashe, I was making a decision between you and Sister Sakina, so the fact that she read yours is yes, Ashe. Thank you, beloved.
I say, you're welcome, goddess.
Goddess Marnie, will you read your declaration for Goddess Ade?
Oh, beautiful goddess Ade. My sacred dream for you is that for you, you just experience that deep peace and ease with everything in your life, with the family and household. I know everything you've been going from, so that you can just bring your gifts to light from this place of just ease and peace and love without having the other stuff affecting you.
Ashe.
I say, I say. And Goddess Phoenix, will you please read your words for Goddess Ade? You're on mute.
Okay, I'll read it. I might tear up because I'm dealing with my own grief too. And as I'm looking at Goddess a Day, I'm just, and you said dread, it's a blessing. It always is when I have come on and seen you and the other goddesses on here I see as elders. Um, so I'm going to say this. I am seeing for Goddess a Day a wonderful, uplifting season as an elder who will touch so many and be a guide and mama auntie for those of us whose mothers, aunties have either not been able to give us healthy love and we are disconnected, or whose mamas and elders, women in their lives have transitioned. I see that you will be showing so many of us the way to walk a different path than expected.
Beautiful. Ashe, Goddess. Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe, ashe.
Goddess Jacqueline, please read your statement for Goddess Ade.
Hi, ladies. Um, I'm a very young person in this, world, right? I get told that all the time. And I've just been called to this for a very long time, even when my mother was still with me. And listening to just you say that it's a like a weird space to enter into this older, elder space, you would call it, right? Um, to me, it's like I personally need you, as a person that is so in tune with certain little things, but I'm like, okay, like I still ask myself questions and I still want to know more, but I'm like, who do I run to, or who do I ask? Unfortunately, I didn't grow up with my parents. I didn't grow up with my family. So the past 2 years, I've had to dig like deep into so much. And to me, it's like, I wish that I could go, to my mother or to my, older aunts or all this, but unfortunately I can't. So to me it's like I need you, and your experiences and everything, and yeah, that's just really it. Like I personally need you. So just knowing that, I feel like I'm grateful to even just taking the time today, out of my busy day. I was like, I'm gonna make this meeting and I'm gonna be here. So this is like, I'm like, Ooh, I'm like very warm right now and everything. So I love this. So thank you to all you ladies too.
Oh, beautiful goddess Jacqueline.
Yes.
Ashe, goddess. Ashe, Ashe. I'm glad that you're here. Wonderful to be connected.
I'm blessed to be here. So I'm so grateful right now. So thank you, ladies.
Mm. I'm just seeing Goddess Ade with each goddess who's coming forward and speaking. I'm seeing us throwing rose petals on you. We're showering you right now with rose petals. Goddess Jamaria, would you like to share your words for Goddess Ade?
Sure. Excuse me, Goddess Ade, my sacred dream for you is simply that you step into your sacred power as a beautiful goddess of wisdom and grace.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you, beloved.
Beautiful. Goddess Kiona, would you like to share what you have written for Goddess Ade? I don't know if she's still here. Oh, there she is. You're muted, Goddess. Are you in a place maybe she can't speak right now?
Yes, can you guys hear me?
Now we can hear you.
I apologize. This is like my first time. And I'm figuring out how to use them. I'm so sorry. Okay.
No apologies. Wait, let's just add that as a rule. We're not apologizing for just being, which is what we do so often in the world. We bump into folks and then we apologize, right? No apology needed. No apology needed. Please go ahead, Goddess.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Well, I just want to say my dream for you guys are days that you step into your new role and the challenges, feeling loved and knowing you are the goddess for the job. You are loved, you are valued, and you are already enough in every way. And I'm just so excited for you because I know you got this. Like you're radiating in your energy. I literally woke up out my sleep and I popped on, and I'm so glad that I popped on in this moment just to share with y'all. And I'm just so excited for your journey.
Oh, that's
Thank
beautiful.
you, beloved.
Ashe, Goddess. That's beautiful. Goddess Helen, magical unicorn. Would you like to read your sacred dream for Goddess Ade?
Yes. Goddess Ade, as somebody who is finding myself entering the Crone stage, like in the menopause place, my sacred dream for you is that you ease into this stage of life, that you find that physically and emotionally, it just gets easier and easier to slide into this place. And that as you do, you realize you're stepping into the highest expression of yourself that there ever was. And that you know in your knower the impact you're making. I don't mean walk through arrogant, but just that something deep in you knows the power that you have and the effect that you have. And that you're aware that as you just ease through life, you're changing life every step of the way.
Thank you, ladies, so much. I have to own all of this love that y'all just
Take it in with
sowed
roses.
into me and receive these roses and make myself a bouquet and tell this little voice back here who's trying to only thing comes up is like neutralize this love, but however, I'm not going to acknowledge that little tickler voice back there and just trust and know, because that's how I got through the summer because of all of what you just did. And Tiffany, I really want to thank you because I saw that you said you had thought about me and you were missing me from the circle. So that that I'm not gonna I'm not crying again. Um,
But it's safe to cry. It's safe to cry.
um,
It's safe to not.
I just want you to know that I appreciate all of those seeds that were just sown, and I'm going to water them, and I'm going to make sure that there are no weeds growing in my rose garden, and know that whatever that retrograde thing that kept the miscommunication happening, the cord has been cut. And one more thing, Abiola, before I step away. Um, I was listening to one of your programs that I bought, the self-led, and it was day 14 of something, and it was the fear of success or something. And I started listening to it. I turned it off, went to sleep. When I woke up the next morning and was looking for something else, I didn't even go to Google. It was just playing. So for the next 7 nights, I'm doing that meditation.
It chose you as well as you choosing it. What we seek is seeking us, right? Oh, beautiful, Goddess Ade. So are you off now to in your caretaker role? Where are you heading right
No,
this
I'm
minute?
not off into my caretaker role. I'm taking this hour for me.
Okay. All right, good. Well, because there's more, but wait, there's more. You trying to shut us down? Like, okay, well, thank you. That was great. All right, move on. No, 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 no. Goddess Davina, did you have some roses to pour on Goddess Ade? And so, Goddess Ade, here is your role right this moment. And this is for everyone here. A practice of radical receiving. Allow yourself right now to just open your heart like a flower, like a rose, and just receive. Just receive. Just receive. Goddess Davina.
Yeah, good morning, afternoon. I just, Queen Goddess Ade, encircling you with the energy of harmonizing community of unconditional loving support in your new role as Goddess Queen, in your golden Goddess Queen phase of your sacred journey, and that it is filled with ease and joy and that love and the mentees that you have for all of us to be this elder and crone and just all of your wisdom and love and compassion that flows through you so easily and gracefully and with regalness. So, yes.
Thank you, beloved.
You are welcome, beloved.
Is there anyone else who has anything to add for Goddess Ade who I've missed? Did I miss anyone? I think I got everyone. All right, good. So here's what we
Oh, this is Tiffany. Can you hear me?
Oh yay. Hello, Goddess Tiffany.
Okay. Yeah, Goddess Idea. I've been thinking about you, and I went into the priestesshood portal, and I was looking for your contact because you were on my mind. I'm happy to see you, and I just want you to know that I can understand. I'll be 40 next year, and I can barely believe in myself. But I realized that as I go through these cycles of my life, I repeat these kind of patterns and I learn. And I realize that the younger me, I could have used somebody like me when I was younger. And I realize young people these days need a lot of guidance. They need a lot of guidance. And it's so important for those of us who have awareness to grow old and to pass on our wisdom for the sake of the younger ones, because who else will do that? And I can think in this moment, I can't think of anybody better to do it than you, because I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about how lovely you were. I've been thinking about how empathic you were when I got to interact with you, and you're just an amazing person. And for you
Thank
to step into this
you.
life, like there's no better person I can think of in this moment for young people to learn from than you.
Ashe, thank you, beloved.
Yes,
Want you
yes.
to feel that. I really want you to feel that.
I sent you my email in the comments.
Okay, okay. I'll look for it.
Yeah. I can't get back into the priestesshood, so
You're blocked
Oh, okay.
there as well. Okay, so you should be able to. So send me an email after and let's figure that out.
okay.
Okay, all right. So anybody else have roses to toss, rose petals to toss on Goddess Ade?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, so Goddess Ade, so I'm going to invite you now, Elder, Queen, Mother, Daughter, to gift us, the circle, with a statement. Just speak to us and what you are feeling that you would like us to know, all of us who are here in this circle, as you are preparing to step into elderdom.
Mhm.
Take a breath, take a breath. Put your hand over your heart.
Mhm. Always remember who you are and know that people are going to dislike you whether you did anything or not because you have a light, because you have grace that is on your life. And so people are going to pick at you just because their day is bad. And just know that when you know who you are, you don't have to engage in the crazy. You can be able to step back from the crazy and know today they're having a moment. I get to choose whether I'm going to accept the invitation to the party or not. And if I choose not to accept the invitation, it's okay. Even though there may be a part of you that that party triggers, when you recognize who you are and what your triggers are and where you need to grow, you can make a better informed decision of whether or not to engage in the crazy or not. Because there will be days when people test you and try you, and you have to be sure that they know that your boundaries are there and that you are capable of defending those boundaries and knowing when to fight, when it's your ancestors that are fighting through you. Because sometimes our ancestors, especially if you have strong ancestors, when somebody is messing with you, they will stand up within you. And you have to know when it's time to allow them to have the fight and when you need to take it. It's a lesson that I learned and I knew in some ways because when I would be upset, it would be like my indigenous person over here and my African person over here, they're having a problem with you right now. And I'm gonna need you to back up. And I've learned to be able to say, I got this battle. You can fight a different battle. It's not always easy to choose which battles to fight. And sometimes you're going to make a mistake and emotions are going to get the better of you. You're going to step up in your warrior queenness and you're going to fight that battle. And maybe on the back end, you may think, I might should have done that differently. And that's okay too, because it happens the way it needs to happen, even though we're trying to walk with grandness and nobility and not give in to the extreme emotions. So, yeah.
Oh, that is beautiful and powerful. Thank
Mhm.
you for sharing that, Goddess. Thank you. Deep bow to you, Goddess. Deep bow to you. Wonderful. I'm loving just the magic of the unfolding. And so we continue to be open in letting this space be what it is needing to be today. Thank you for the blessing of allowing us this entire circle. And so let's have two more people today who are needing support. They can be the initial two people, the people that I mentioned who were here first. They will be given preference, but people who are needing guidance or support. I think Goddess Jacqueline, you were the first person that I saw. Are you in need of support today? I think it was Goddess Jack. Was it Goddess Jacqueline? Goddess Maestra, who were the first three? Okay, so Goddess Maestra, are you needing support? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Jacqueline was first.
Okay. Goddess Jacqueline, please go ahead.
So I recently started my business, and I haven't really been pitching sales because it wasn't really necessarily like I wanted like the money to come in, come in, come in. And then I stumbled upon Inner Bloom. So then I've been doing a lot of self-work ever since April, like even deeper. And I don't know, I kind of like I'm lost in my purpose. Like I know my purpose is to show like especially the younger generation, like, you know, we were just talking about how they need that guidance, but I simply just I don't know how to get it out there. Like I feel like I have all the information and I have all this like fire in me, but I'm like, oh, like I don't know how to like just put it out, because not only that, but it's like I feel like a lot of the times, again, right, my age has to do with so much, whereas they're like, oh, but you're only 26, like what have you gone through, or like what do you know about spirituality, or you know, how in tune are you, like a whole bunch of little things that I feel the past few months have led to not only like not believing in myself, because I do, I'm like I have this purpose, and I finally I'm like, oh my God, like this is what I love. I wake up and I have my sacred space and I have this routine and I have all this, but I'm like, how do I share that with the world without feeling like an imposter, or just feeling like I don't deserve that or I can't do it? You know, so that's really where I'm at, especially this week. I'm like, I'm kind of getting frustrated because I'm like, oh.
Mhm.
All right, so let's just take a breath. Take a nice big deep breath. Put your hands over your heart chakra, which is at the center of your chest. And just take a nice big inhale and let it out. Inhale and exhale. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, good. Okay. Let's just work through it, because the great news is that you are feeling inspired. You're feeling inspired. And so that is a wonderful thing. And I'm sure that if you were to talk to you know, so many of the goddesses of all different ages who are here in this circle, the feeling of being an imposter, the feeling of being, am I good enough to teach this? The feeling of being, is this, am I, that is something that is timeless and universal. So it's okay. And it's courageous that you shared that. Courageous that you shared that. Okay, so let's work through it. So Goddess Ade, can you please mute your, it's, I think your line is open. If you could mute your line for me. Okay, all right. So let's pull a card, and then we're gonna get so much clarity on this, and it's gonna be so wonderful, because right now, if you could just feel into this moment right now, there is someone somewhere that needs exactly the magic you have. There is someone somewhere, and this is for everyone here, who is saying, oh my goodness, what I need is, and you are at the other end of it. And so it is our sacred purpose today as a circle for you to walk away knowing that their medicine is within you. Like, how awesome is that? Their medicine is right in your heart. It's in your heart. And who is more qualified to give the medicine of your own heart than you?
Thank you.
Right? Who is more qualified? So let's just see what the goddesses are wanting us to know. We're pulling from the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. So let's pull from this deck. Okay. So I'm gonna just give a little feeling. Okay. All right, goddess. So I'm gonna shuffle. And so Goddess Jacqueline, if you could just focus with me, and you just tell me just now, whenever is now.
Now.
Okay, all right, goddess. So Queen Ya Santewa has come forward to say to you, level up. Okay, it's no small energy, no small mission, no small message. Level up. Level up, okay? Level up, which means to raise your standards for who you are, raise your standards for how you're showing up, raise your standards for yourself. And I'm feeling this ping around our conversation here. So it's not just you. Type into the comments, level up, if this is also aimed at you, if you feel like this is also a message that came forward for you. So let's now get some clarity, Goddess. So before you signed up for Inner Bloom, when you had, so if I'm clear, you had launched your business, or you were clear on your business beforehand, then you signed up and you got information, and now you're a little bit needing more
Yeah.
information. Is that it?
So what happened is that I'm a recovered alcoholic and addict. So for 2 years I've been sober. In the first year,
Let's
yeah.
just acknowledge that. Let's just have a moment for that. Congratulations, Goddess.
Oh.
That is wonderful and not a small thing. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's also what happens, right? That I don't give myself those flowers, and I kind of forget that I'm doing something so big for all this time. And what I want, I'm a content creator. So what I wanted to do was to show, the world my transition of how I went from being a terrible alcoholic in the clubs like every single other day to just almost losing my life, to like literally I'm like, okay, I'm gonna create a page where, you know what, I'll take all my spirituality and really just build it and do it into that. Then I came across digital marketing, which it was in April, right? And then I launched April 1st, which it was my website about, empowering women to just really tune into themselves and, build a business out of that. But then I literally was like, how am I going to do everything, right? Like, how am I going to create the planners myself? How am I going to create the circles? How everything? And I got into this mode where I was just like frustrated and everything. And I just cried one night, and out of nowhere, I found Inner Bloom. It was like, boom. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. I was like, wow, this is beautiful. So then I started working the program, and then I realized that I was like, oh, wait, hold on. Like, there's still a lot of things to do. So I went and I took a spiritual life coach course. And that's when I learned that I was like, oh, wait, hold on. Like, I personally have a lot of things that I have to, deal with, right? Even my relationship with food. I had to change my whole entire diet and, literally like cleanse my food because it's going into my body, right? And knowing I gave up pork, like it was just a lot of transitions that have been happening within the 6 months, like 8 months now, that I'm like, okay, where do I go with all this, right? Like, how do I do this? Because I have been posting, the transition of 1 year of how I lost my weight, how I've used yoga, meditation, my sacred space, all that. But I'm like, how is that going to help somebody, right? Like, I think that that's where I'm at, where I'm like, okay, like it helped me, but how do I show people that's going to help?
But it helped you. You just being is helpful to someone who needs at this moment to see a reflection of what's possible. We don't have to be fully healed of everything that's ever happened to us in order to help. So you don't have to wait until you've healed every single thing that has ever come your way here in Earth School before you be of service.
And I think that's what's happening, right? Where I'm like, oh my God, like I'm not a healed person and I still make mistakes. And it's like, sometimes like even just today I was at the store and this lady gave me like a really nasty attitude, and I was just like, just smile. I was like, okay, but before, like maybe that like a month ago, I would have been like, what the fuck? Like, oh, like, but then now I'm like, it's okay. Like, all that. So I think like, again, right, not believing enough in myself and thinking that I have to be healed for me to like show, especially my generation, because I don't remember who said it in here, but we need a lot of guidance, and it could be very, very confusing, and you're like, oh my God, but I want this, but then that doesn't align with me, and then I'm like, but wait, but it's fun. And then like my old life, I used to drink all the time, so my old life is like, oh, but maybe if I just start drinking again, I can forget about this, right? And I'm like, no, that's not the case. Like, you have to stay focused with my purpose. And lately, when I first did my first spiritual retreat, I got my first message from my mother. And her message was that my purpose was to just be me,
Yeah.
right? That I going in my right path, and then everything was going to align. But I think what's happening is that I'm like, okay, but who is me, right? Like, who am I? Like, but what if, like, you just literally, it's crazy because now I'm thinking about it and you said it, like, it's like, you know, like, by me being me, I will help, you know, other people. But then I'm like, that's not enough. Like,
It is enough.
what has
It
happened?
is enough. Somebody type into the comments, I am enough, to remind yourself and to remind Goddess Jacqueline, I am enough. And so everything that you just said, you just gave us about 5 Instagram posts just now. You just gave us 3 TikToks. You just gave us a mini course. Here's the key. Here's the key. This is the key. With authenticity, the key is just stating exactly what the truth is. The problem comes when, if you are trying to portray yourself as anything other than you are, if you were going to be like, oh, well, I've been on this journey, since I was born, and I'm whatever it was, and I'm the Dalai Lama or whatever it is, you don't need to do that. Just be exactly where you are, that here's who I am. I'm 26 years old. And I've been sober for 2 years. I've been working on my food issues for X amount of time. And I want to be to you who I needed a year ago, 2 years ago. That is it right there.
I like,
I'm going to invite you on my journey. Come with me and let's do it together. Come with me.
Could you say that one more time? You said,
Sure. So I want to be for you who I needed, whether it's a year ago, 2 years ago.
for you,
Come with who I needed to be, and you can watch the recording of this. The recording of this will be posted.
That's true.
Yes. And so, yes. And so come with me and let's do it together. Come with me and let's do it together.
Come with me.
And let's do it together. And so you're saying to your audience, this is a sacred invitation. This is a sacred invitation for change. And I'm coming to you not as, someone who has been doing this for 50 years, because I've been on the planet only 26 years. But in that 26 years, I've learned some things, and I want to share those things with you.
I love that. Oh my God, thank you so much. Because now I'm like, everything's like, poof.
And just let it be easy. Let it be easy. So, okay. So when it comes to digital marketing, okay. So you're selling Inner Bloom. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
what else? Talk to me about what's your offer.
I've literally just been trying to focus on Inner Bloom because it's literally what I mainly used. I have the branding course, which I don't know if you guys heard of the roadmap, which is what initially started with everything else. It's like the mother of all the little baby courses. But I had to create a physical business. But then after, like I said, I launched in April. What I really love and what I want to sell and what I want the people, like especially the females my age, is Inner Bloom, because for example, right here, right now, I was like extremely lost and I'm like, how am I going to do this? And I have like 20,000 ideas written down that I've learned from just Inner Bloom and my last, my former course and everything. But I'm like, how do I get it out? Because I'm like, all knowledge, I even created my own 10-page ebook on divine feminine energy that I literally learned from Inner Bloom. So I want to lately I'm like, how am I going to lead people to get this freebie and everything, right? Because I'm like, okay, I am in tune with my divine, but I'm like, am I really in tune with my divine? Again, right? That questioning yourself, but all the work,
Goddess Jacqueline, listen to this. And this is for everyone here. Whatever you start with today, 2 years from now, you're going to look back and feel, oh my gosh, and feel embarrassed. And that's okay. Because if you wait for it to be perfect, that means you're launching too late. That means you're waiting too long. So whatever, and this is for everybody, including me, anything we put out right now, 2 years from now, we're going to look back and be like, oh my God, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I include this? Why didn't I blah, blah, blah? And that's okay. You've got to let yourself know that you are going to do many courses. You're going to put out many courses and many books and many card decks and many retreats and many everything. And so that means that it lets yourself off the hook. That means that whatever we put out now doesn't have to be perfect. It's not the be all end all. It's just what the knowledge that you have right now, right this
Yeah. That is, thank you for that. And I really appreciate that because I did a lot of hard work when it came to, aligning with your inner goddess ebook. And I literally like spent like almost a month trying to put everything together. And it's beautiful. And I've shown my friends and they're like, oh, this is so great. But then there's me and I'm like, but I feel like even just yesterday, I was like, I feel like I should go back and add more to it because, like I've learned more in this past like few weeks.
That's for volume 2. Let that be for volume 2. So let's just talk
Now
about
when you said like that,
right?
I'm like,
Volume
yeah,
2.
work another one.
So, okay. So this ebook, do you want it to be, is it a free offering or is it a paid offering?
I want it to be a free offering because I want them to know, like I said, I haven't really been out there and promoting and really showing when it comes to the money side of it because I see the value in Inner Bloom. So I wanted to be like a freebie for them to be like, oh, okay, wait, hold on. This is what you learned from this.
Okay, so here are 2 ways to go with it, Goddess. Here are 2 ways to go with it. So for people who are watching, if you have something like this beautiful book that she has created that can be either a free or a paid offering, and you're choosing to make it a free offering, here are the 2 ways that you could go with it. You could make it a free offering that you just you share during your videos, you share during your social posts. You can say, and the beauty of that is it's allowing you to build your email list. So everyone who signs up for this free booklet with you, if they're joining your email list, that's what they're paying. That's the payment, that's the exchange, the offering. They're giving you their email in exchange for getting this book. And that is a wonderful thing because your email is going to be the single greatest asset that you're going to own for your business. So no matter what happens, people are talking about that TikTok may disappear or who knows what may happen. Algorithms change, all of that. But having your email list is an extremely powerful asset in your business because those are people who have said yes to having a deeper relationship with you and
That's
who
true.
will be so that's wonderful. You already have an asset that you can share with them. So do you already have an email service provider that you've set up with? Which one?
Yeah. So like I have everything. Like I have the website, I have the email, I also have my storefront. Like everything is out there.
The service provider, the email, the CRM. So like say Aweber or
Outlook.
Keep or no. So what it is you're gonna need, and I think that there are a number of different free ones. Aweber might have a free offering. If someone knows an email list builder that has a free offer that she can start with, type it in the comments. What it is basically, so when you get the emails from Inner Bloom, or if you were on my list and you're getting the emails from me, MailChimp. So everyone's saying MailChimp. Yes, thank you. MailChimp is free and the way to go. MailerLite, someone else is also saying. Okay, so write those down. So what you would do is basically when you're sending an email, so when you're getting an email from me, I'm not emailing you from my Gmail. I'm not emailing you from my, Outlook or anything like that. It's from one of these list services because once you have thousands of people on your email list, you're going to need a place to be able to manage them. You're also going to need to be able to see, okay, if you sent out an email saying, hey, I'm offering Inner Bloom, and 50%, half of your list opened that and clicked. That shows you that these are the people who are interested, right? Because they've opened the email and clicked. So if you want to get more persistent in your offering, you don't want to keep bothering the whole list of people who already said that they're not
Oh,
interested
okay.
by not opening it and not clicking. But the people who've clicked, you can get a little bit more pointed with them and say, hey, you can send an email to that list, that segment of the
Oh,
list, and say, hey, you clicked on this. This offer is going away. Inner Bloom, the doors are closing tomorrow or whatever. I'm just making this up now as an example, right? So you can, so it allow having one of these email list services allows you to be able to segment and build your list. So every time someone purchases or signs up for your ebook, say you have volume 2, which is now available for a fee, right? So they get the first volume 1 is free, and then volume 2 is $9.99 or whatever it is, be $49, whatever it is, right? Every time every time people have signed up for free, they are now tagged in MailChimp or Aweber or Keep or whichever. They are tagged the same way, like with a hashtag, but they're tagged saying, ebook. So you know that those are the people, when you now have volume 2, that are going to be most interested now in, because they have volume 1. You see
yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's a professional way of building your list to be able to communicate with people and allow yourself room to grow with them.
Yeah.
Business with
I
them.
think that I've been focusing more on everything else and not so much on my email list, like you said, because I have learned like not so much about it. But
You
there
don't
is,
need to focus on it. Just have it as an asset. Just let, for now, just keep things simple. All right. Let simplicity be your friend.
but
Okay.
I have it's just everything's aligned, right? Because that's one thing that I've been telling myself. I'm like, oh, maybe I should really focus on trying to like fix my email list and how to send emails and all that. So you telling me this, I'm like, okay, look, this is perfect, because now I know that I can't just do it based off my website. I have to kind of have another provider where I could actually get all this information. And now I'm not like trying to figure it out on my own. I'm like, okay, maybe I should DM this person because they signed up, or in my story selling and all that. So I really appreciate that right now. I'm like, I feel like it made it a lot simpler.
Good. Okay, good. So you have this free, so that was one way to go with the free offering, right? So where you have it,
Yeah.
where you are, say you make a video just like right now, you're sitting there, you're in your room, you give some advice, and then you say, if you want to learn more about what I'm talking about, go to this link. Or if you're using ManyChat, which is another software, type such and such in the comments and you'll get more information, and you'll get a link on how to download my free ebook named XYZ, that's aligned with this, right? So that's one way to go.
Nope.
The other way that you could go with it is you could have as a bonus for people who purchase Inner Bloom from you, this ebook is a free bonus. And the reason why you might want to do something like that is if
Mm.
you look at all of the goddesses who are here who would be selling Inner Bloom, right? So if I saw you and I saw your TikTok or your Instagram or whatever, and you talked about Inner Bloom, and I said, oh, this is good, this is interesting, I want to know more. And so maybe I'm the kind of person who goes right to your link and purchases, but maybe I'm the kind of person that does my research and types into the comments and types into the search on TikTok or Instagram or Google or wherever, and types in Inner Bloom to find out more information about it, to see,
Yeah.
right? So if I do that now, I've moved away from you. So now I've gone and I've typed it in the comments, and now I see, oh, okay. All right, look, Goddess Phoenix is selling it. Okay, why don't I buy it from her? What difference does it make? They don't know, right? I
Yeah.
don't know. Let me buy it from her. But, oh, wait, that's right. Goddess Jacqueline had a free ebook. So if I want her free bonus, I have to purchase it from her. You
That
see?
makes sense. Yeah. Because I've
So
done that before too.
yeah,
So
we've all done that. We've all done that. We're like, oh, okay, because we just want the thing. But if we also want your bonus, we've got to come through you. We've got to come through you. So that
yeah.
is also a powerful way to go with it. And so then when you're talking and you're saying, okay, I sell this course, and here are the benefits and blah, 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 you can say, And a free bonus that you get if you purchase from me is this thing. And so that's very exciting and very enticing and helps serve your people and helps build your list and build your business and all of those things at the same time.
Yes, that makes it a lot calmer. When you
Okay.
put that, I'm like, okay, like I don't have to like rush or try to figure everything out at
Let it
once.
be
And
easy. Let it be easy.
yeah,
Let it be easy.
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, guys. Looking forward to hearing next week what the updates are.
Yes, I definitely would take it with ease and just flow in my divine feminine energy. And I know that it will come out where it's like, I'm like you just said, like 3, 7, 8 posts on Instagram. I'm like, just use my voice.
Yes, just use your voice. And here's the great thing. When you're feeling off or you're feeling like, oh my God, I've got all of this energy and I'm trying to come back into my divine feminine, that's a lesson too. You're not trying to be anything other than you are. So you come and you share with your
Oh, wow.
folks, hey, I was feeling really off today and my energy was like all over the place. And, this happens. And let's talk about that. You share all of it. Like, oh, okay, I'm in recovery and it's a one day at a time journey. And yesterday, all my friends were having so much fun and I did have some FOMO and here's how I'm dealing with that. Share there's no part of you that is too ugly or too broken or too unacceptable or too unhealed. Whatever feels for you that it feels safe for you to be able to share is perfectly fine for you to share. There's nothing wrong with you. You're
Yeah. Oh, I think because like that's what's again, right? Going back to what I said earlier, like feeling like I need to be healed for me to like be out there and put this out there, that like sometimes I do feel like that, and I have recorded myself and then I'm scared to post it because I'm like, oh, people are gonna be like, oh, but she's done all this work and then look at her, and I'm like, no, like it's just part of it, right? So you telling me that, I'm like, okay, like yeah, like I'm not perfect, and it's like you said, a day, at a time, and I will make mistakes and I will go through things, and it's not like one person, like I can't just be healed and then that's just it. Because then maybe tomorrow I'm going to face something that's going to be like, "Oh my gosh."
It will. You will fall on your face. You will. There's no hallelujah. I'm healed. I'm done. Okay, great. I figured out life. It's all done. No. No, and that's okay. And how wonderful. And there are people who are waiting to learn specifically and only from you and your journey. And they're excited about learning from you. And the parts that you feel like, okay, are your rough edges or whatever it is, they can feel in alignment with that because they've got their own rough edges. Everyone's just trying to figure it out. We're all just walking each other home, as the late great Ram Dass, who was a spiritual teacher, said. We're all just figuring it out.
I really appreciate this, and thank you to all the ladies. And I definitely like feel a lot calmer than I have been the past week, because I feel like I went into, my masculine and was like survival mode where I'm like, okay, I have to go do this and I have to do this and I have to do that. And that doesn't help. So today I was like, I'm going to make the time to come into this meeting. And I am like beyond grateful that I took the time to sit here with you ladies. Because like I said, I feel like a lot, like we were searching for balance and harmony. Now I'm feeling like, oh, okay, like I could actually like go and float a little. Like it's gonna get tough, right? But I'm like, oh, okay, like I have this guidance now where I'm like, feel safe.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And so, how wonderful, not only for you, but for those who see themselves reflected in you and reflected in your journey, that you have
Yeah.
made time for yourself today. Good work,
I'm
Goddess.
yes, I'm grateful. I'm very happy right now.
Yay. Good.
So
Good, good.
much. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you so
Welcome, Goddess. Deep bow to you. Deep bow to you. So we have, so just time wise, as I'm looking, okay, so let's chat with, was it Goddess Maestra? So let's just do a very quick but fulfilling check-in.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I got a lot today, anyways. A lot of things were speaking to me, and I got joy in watching other people unfold and receive what they needed today. So that filled my heart. Goddess Jacqueline, I just wanted to say, I had put it in the chat, and in case you missed it, I just wanted to say to give yourself permission to be a work in progress. You can be a work in progress and still have gems of wisdom that are meant for someone else. And I had to do that for myself. I had to realize that I might always feel just a little broken, but that doesn't mean that there isn't wisdom and gems that someone needs from me. And it was Goddess Abiola said like 2 meetings ago that you have the medicine for someone and you're hiding and hoarding it behind your fears and insecurities. And I wrote that down. I've been saying it like for weeks now because it was so powerful to me. And so I have to remember not to be selfish and hoard and hide the medicine that people might need from me because I'm insecure, because I have fears. Someone's missing my beautiful gifts when I do that. So that's the same for you too as well, Goddess Jacqueline. So I just wanted to say that to you really quick because I did see myself in you a lot, like Goddess Abiola said. So yeah, I was boo-hooing the whole entire time through Goddess Ade's message to us. I've been experiencing, like you said, a lot of miscommunications, lots of people just coming in, like she had said, where you're trying to figure out when to just bow out from the fight and when to stand up and say something and put your boundaries up and let your ancestors you come through you and say what needs to be said. So her just kind of giving me permission, her just like through the divine through her giving me permission. Sometimes you do like you let your emotions get the best of you and you're like, oh, I didn't really want to engage in that. So as you guys might remember, I'm taking sabbatical right now. So as of the beginning of this month, I'm off for the rest of the year. I went ahead and just listened to you guys. I'm off for the rest of the year. Well, except for one thing, I'm gonna give the Moon Nike rights in November. But that opens up a bubble for 4 months where they'll be in a Facebook group and we'll just be kind of touching base with each other while they do their own moon ceremonies every full moon and new moon. So I'll just be kind of holding space for them while they do that. But just over one weekend, I'll tell them what the rights are. And then I gift them the transmissions, the rights. And then after that, they'll just be in the Facebook holding space. So I will do that in November. But other than that, no classes. Level 1 shamanic training does not come back till January. I've been telling people. So I've just been kind of pushing the online classes until then. Go ahead and get all your prerequisites done. Go ahead and buy this course, do that. Get yourself ready because January it's coming back. And that seems to be going pretty well. I have about 4 women right now that are like, oh yeah, I'm taking my classes. Tell me when we get started. I can't wait to get started in January. So I'm hoping my goal is to build that class up to 6 to 8 students at least. Because I used to be able to fill in 10. So right now I signed up for school and to go back to like school. So I'm taking psychology courses. And talking about stepping into our like Crone, I think that a lot of us have a hard time stepping into our power, whether it be like what Goddess Jacqueline was saying or Goddess Ade into our elderhood, because I think we just feel like we're still learning and we're like young and it's like how did I get here? I still have so much to do. So I'm
but let me add to that, just I think that it's realizing, giving ourselves the grace of things not being hard and fast categories that, okay,
yeah,
now I remember when I was turning 40 and I was terrified because
yeah, that's what I said.
I thought it meant somehow I had to switch into a different
yes
place. I needed to, I don't know, look different and speak different and wear different clothes. And I was like, oh, I can still be my silly self. Like I can just be me, and we should be learners until the end. If you live to 100,
right,
you should still be, learners and open and infants in certain areas. And it's okay. It doesn't have to be, the rigid masculine categories of, okay, well, this is who you are and you can only be that.
yeah,
it all bleeds over into each other and should.
right, yes, thank you. And you're right, I did feel like that. I'm 45 this year. So this year's almost over. So my birthday's in January. I'm going to be 46. And I keep making the joke. I don't know who gave me permission to be in my 40s, because I am not a 40 something year old, but not your typical 40 something year old, right? So but yes, but like being back in school, I feel it like, oh, I'm older than a lot of the people here, and and that's okay. And it's been 20 years since I've sat in a class, and that's okay. So it turned out to be a lot more work than I thought it was, because remember, I don't know if you may not remember, I was going to work on the business behind the scenes the entire time, and you kept saying that's not taking time off from your business.
Yeah.
I literally don't have any more space to work on my business right now. It's just school. But in the meantime, I think that a lot of little triggers keep happening, like you're saying, little miscommunications and little hurt feelings and stuff that kind of pertain to my business. And so that's just where I'm at. That's just kind of where I needed to hear some messages today of just kind of like, well, what I want to come back and feel good and confident in January, but I think being away from the business and hearing that some people maybe didn't believe in it or things like that, or weren't so as supportive as I thought they were. In the midst of getting beautiful messages like we gave this, Goddess Ade today, right? Because we don't hear those, we just focus in.
Let me just jump in and just ask you then, what is your self-care practice going to be for this season of your life?
Right. So that's what I'm trying to get back around to. I realized that it's a year now. My father and my grandfather passed away last year, and then my husband's father passed away like a few weeks ago. We just got back from his funeral. So there's a lot of like that.
Got it.
Thank you. So a lot of that has been kind of the focus, and then school. And that's just been kind of it. And now I'm coming out of our season of like, okay, we had a lot of focus on grieving. Now what do we do for the rest of this time? And I'm just realizing I kind of feel really icky, because I'm not doing a lot of self-care. My house is like in disarray. I feel like I'm in disarray. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to work in some more like self-care, besides just giving myself permission some days to just veg out, like just completely not think.
Right. Okay, so we have two things that are right there. So if you just say, okay, your home, if it feels to you, and this is only if it feels to you like, okay, the clutter or the disarray in your home is taking from you energetically.
Yes.
Let the cleaning, and don't let it be like, okay, I've got to clean by this day. Let it be just an unfolding whenever you feel like it, just little things like, okay, I'm going to just take this glass and put it in there. I'm going to take this and put it in there. Let that be, okay, we're going to say 3 self-care keys that you're going to give yourself that are going to be your self-care keys between now and January. Home cleaning or home decluttering, or however you want to frame it for yourself. Let that be one.
Okay.
Taking homekeeping. Let's just call it homekeeping.
Okay. Homekeeping. All right.
Yeah. And allowing that, just clearing the space again in whatever little ways, because you don't need another big project right now with school and with everything. Just let that be it. Another thing could be walking. Do you have time for walking? Do you have space for walking?
I didn't this morning, so I'm glad I didn't, because I would have missed the fact that we had a meeting today, so that's why it was aligned. But last night, I thought, I might want to get up, and first thing, as soon as I get up, as I'm on the West Coast, so it's still morning for me. Well, now it's noon. I was gonna just go out and take a walk, because I'd started to think about that. Like, that's something I could do. I haven't been able to go to the Y.
Okay. So come up with a plan for that, whether it's 3 times a week, or it's a daily thing, whatever it is. Again, let it be easy. Someone typed in the comments, let it be easy.
Let it be easy.
Let it be easy. Let it be easy. And then number 3 could be something like journaling, or something else that feels for you in alignment, So, okay, well, journal every day for 10 minutes or whatever. Just something, again, let it be easy. And then allow yourself, the grace of other self-care opportunities when they come up. So if it's, I don't know, if there's a choice to have something yummy to eat that feels like a, self-care meal, or if it's time with friends, a phone call, whatever it is, little things that may come up, little opportunities to care for yourself, even the seemingly superficial things like, taking a bubble bath or whatever it is, or,
Mm,
all of the,
yes.
just allowing yourself, whenever there's a self-care opportunity, to look at how is there a way to allow it to be.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. I'm excited for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am too. I love it, and it's bringing back a lot of passion, and I'm bringing a lot back to my business with the psychology and an interfaith religions certificate that I didn't know the school offers. So I'm getting 2 certificates, cultural studies, an interfaith studies, and then the degree eventually will be in psychology. So I'm super excited to be back in school again.
I'm excited for you. That is
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yay. Okay.
Hey,
So,
I say.
Francis, so just so that you know, so this container that we're in right now, everyone, we will be having another session next Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So if I spoke to you today, I want to hear some growth and evolution. It can be little things like, okay, I just thought about it. That's growth and evolution. And if I didn't get to talk to you today, let's make a point of, because I usually go in order of what time people arrive. Just try to get here if you can a little bit earlier next time around, okay? And we will talk more about it then. So let's put our candles out. So thank you, thank you, thank you for the ancestors blessing us with the gift of this circle. Thank you for Goddess Ade and Goddess Jacqueline and Goddess Maestra gifting us with the gift of their stories and their journeys and evolution. And thank you to each and every goddess who has shown up today for herself, for the sisterhood, and for all of us in humanity. We are in this together, and now more than ever, we are feeling our way forward. Let the candle be temporarily out, but let the circle remain. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Candles out, and I will see you next week. Bye, goddesses. What a magical, magical time. Thank you so much. Deep bow to each of you. Yay.